Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hey everyone, welcome to Slam Power Radio, episode 653, recording live May 6, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly.
I'm Random Dave.
I am Cowtown Tony.
And Dustin's not here. Oh yeah, and I hear Adriel. That's what you get for interrupting me. We do it really well though, don't we? We did such a great job with Dustin last week. I just loved it. It was pretty awesome. I was getting so upset. But he doesn't really get upset. Anyways, how is everybody? Everybody's good this week? Ish.
I mean, once we have a new government, I'll be better, but overall, not too bad.
So, see you in 3 years?
I hope so.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm hoping that, but I'm more thinking see you in 30 years kind of thing.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Tony.
Such a bummer. Can you kick Tony off too, Adriel? I appreciate it.
We're gonna get. I was talking about it today. I was saying I feel like I'm getting to be the Trevor of the show now. Just hang up on people or just rage quit. I think we need to start doing.
Someone's got it.
Anyway, life is good. No complaints.
Someone's got it.
Got a job.
Right.
The sun was out today. It was a nice day.
That's good.
Played with guns a little bit, hanging out online with cool gun
awesome.
people. So.
It didn't rain.
Yeah.
Snow. Okay. Well, since you're already doing it anyways, why don't you get into what we did with guns this week? And Dave, you're up because I'm not able to talk. I'm gonna
clearly. Clearly.
Yes.
I
do better with alcohol.
I did do an ORA, Ontario Rifle Association Ask Me Anything webinar on Monday night for mostly new members. Yeah, so we've been not doing a fabulous job of following up with our new members, and we noticed that we do have a bunch of people who joined, never came to an event, and then didn't join the next year. So we're like, well, that's weird. Like, why would that be a thing? And one of the things that we thought was, well, I mean, what we do, we shoot on military bases. We have a lot of new members who don't know anyone in the association. They just joined to shoot long range rifle. And it's pretty intimidating to, grab your guns, come up to a military base, go through the checkpoint on your way in, go to the match, sort of figure out what the heck you're doing when you've never done this thing before. So we decided to have these Ask Me Anything nights. So we'll do a couple a month for a bit and just see how it goes. We spent about an hour and a half on a Teams meeting, and we did a brief introduction to the ORA, sort of, what to expect on your first day, what you do coming out of the base, a little bit of safety stuff, who we are, how long we've been around, a little bit of our history, and then just said, ask your questions. And we had a bunch of our match directors on there. Dave Eisel was on there. Chris Wanton, Sporting Rifle, was there. Myself, one of our F-class guys, Gary, was there, and Avtar. And we just answered questions for people. So people had all kinds of questions. How do I get into this? What discipline would be best? What calibers are allowed? Tons of stuff. So we're making notes of everything. So we'll maybe do an FAQ of that stuff. But it was really good. We had 38 people show up, which is
nice.
I mean, more people than a lot of organizations have show up to their AGMs. So I thought that was pretty good.
No, that's great. And I think it will pay dividends. I think people will stick around too.
I think so. Yeah. We want people to be comfortable. We want to answer those questions, just make people come out to the events and have fun. And they pointed out that they've, don't show up at 1,000-yard match with your unzeroed 223.
No, it's probably not a good idea.
No, come out to 100-yard practice day and get this unzeroed and figure it out, and then work up to the longer ranges as your skills go up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good. It was really fun.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything
all I
else? Okay. All right. Adriel, what about you?
Oh, what I've been up to? A bunch, because I haven't been on for a couple weeks, and last time I just kind of hopped on midway through. So, Private Pal, RPal, a work trip, so I couldn't go on the show. I did some reloading. I reloaded for 4570 and 6.5 Creedmoor. The 4570 I reloaded.
Serious?
Nice.
Yeah, some 405 grain
Okay.
lead bullets and some 325 grain copper jacketed ones for that trapdoor.
Nice.
The
How much-
FTXs are such a waste.
How much 6.5 did you reload?
80 rounds or so.
I'm looking for a benefactor.
Oh.
Do you need brass? I have buckets of 6.5 Creedmoor brass.
You know what? Maybe we should talk too. Yeah. It's expensive. It's expensive to go into the store and just say, "Can I get some 6.5 Creedmoor match grade? Thank you very much." And
Yeah,
it's
brass is nuts. Actually, I
It's
was
Wow,
crazy.
but it's not
Those-
match grade. It's Adriel grade though. That's quite different.
you know what?
Mhm.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So what are you using the 6.5 for?
I have a couple guns in 6.5 Creedmoor. I have one
Yeah.
that's a precision rifle and one that's a hunting rifle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the precision one is a long story short because I've got a bunch of those match burner bullets, like a whole bunch of them. So I reloaded a bunch of those.
Okay.
nice.
All right.
I went to the range, shot said 6.5 Creedmoor bullets. Yeah, went well.
Mhm. Good.
Shot the trapdoor Springfield. It's got some snappy recoil.
Yeah, it'd be a little
Mhm.
punchy.
Yep. Which I didn't think it would, but yeah, a little bit snappy. And like
Big bullet.
butt pads a little bit it's steel and it's
Rusty
Yeah.
and old.
Not.
nah, it's in pretty good condition. But yeah, it's old. It is definitely old.
Yeah. Okay.
Shot the B-22.
Mhm.
I hate those 10 round mags in the B-22 so much. They're just
I don't
crap.
get it. I don't get it. I don't
That-
get it.
why they're so bad.
No, I don't get why you hate on them so much. They seem fine.
You've used a Ruger 1022 magazine, right?
Yes.
You know what a good rotary mag could be.
That feels like garbage too. I
yeah, I mean,
not
like
that
a
smooth on
rotary
the side.
for sure. Yeah, rotary magazine, you're always going to be going around, but and it's never going to be as smooth. But the B-22 is like notably worse. Trying to like get them in there, you definitely feel like you're going around because you have to kind of push them down and to the side. Whereas with
I think
the
you just need to
1022
push it to the side and don't worry about the down part, and then it will work out. Maybe I just have it for so long and I got used to it, but I prefer them to sheet metal magazines.
Well, yeah.
They don't jam up, so
I don't. I prefer I would rather have a Mark II magazine than the B-22 magazine. Now, the flush fit, okay, yeah, it's flush fit and it's 10 rounds. And with a stick mags, if you've
25
got
rounds
your
still
hand
legal.
under it, sure. But let's say we want 10. It's still better. But 5s are flush mount and they don't suck to load either. Like any of the straight mags are gonna be easier to load.
Mhm.
The rest of it was fine. I didn't notice really much difference to it compared to, I don't know, other bolt action 22s that I shot the Taipan.
How
Way
was
way smoother than I thought it was going to be. Even on extraction, it was pretty good. Yeah, so really good on that side. And the only thing that I didn't like about it, the magwell on it's quite tight. It's
Yeah.
got a tight, and there's
It's not
not much of a
flared.
bevel to it. It's not flared or anything like that. So you really got to get them in
So,
there
yeah.
properly. But accuracy was good out of it, and it ran with everything. I got some nice fireballs out of it with some of my flameer ammo that I've got.
Did you videotape?
Oh yeah,
Good.
Right.
Yeah. There are videos of such thing, and they'll be going into a review for it.
What barrel length is on it?
I don't even know. Is this 16 or 18?
center 16. Well, I saw 16.
CSA Taipan X. 16 and a half.
Okay, nice.
That's why the fireballs, I guess. But I did get some decent velocities with some of my rounds, so yeah. Like some of them were 3,000, which is what I want.
Fine.
Yeah, what I want to see. So that was a good range trip. Then I did another work trip, so I also could only jump onto Slamfire like halfway through. I posted some guns for sale on Gun Post, mainly because like if you look in the back here, they're kind of stacked on each other, and for the amount of space I have to store guns, that shouldn't be a problem that I should have.
It's a horrible
not
problem
pictured here. Not
to
pictured
have.
here is a pile of guns for Pal and our Pal that are in cases.
Yeah,
because they just stay in cases. And I've got some guns at my parents' place and my brother's place, and there's more than just this.
It sounds like you have plenty of room for more guns. Yes.
Yeah, that wall
I will
next to
have
you
that.
could be probably moved, I'm thinking. I don't know if that's structural or not, but you should work on that.
Well, that's all ammo there. This is guns and ammo, and off screen here is accessories. And
all right. So, question.
Uh-huh.
When does the oldest go to college?
Fall.
There you go.
Yeah,
Another
extra
good room.
overflow storage. Like the way you think.
No.
Kelly. Nice.
Yeah, I think you'll be here for the whole time. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I sold the Savage Mark II. I had a,
Did you?
had a
That was
Savage
quick.
Mark II. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I put it for a decent price, and someone's like, "Hey, hunting gear guy, I'll buy that off you." It's like, sweet.
Did he
So-
say
Do they know
hunting gear
you?
guy?
Mhm.
Okay.
Good.
On Gun
Cool.
Post. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, now that I'm selling this thing, I kind of want to do a video. So I did a video on the Mark II versus the B-22. I already had the video like for the Mark II like ready for my kids to edit for I don't know months now.
Okay.
And then so I did a B-22 versus Mark II video and article.
So you're still gonna do a full review on a B-22 yet?
Yeah. I have an article on that one already. But yeah, not a video just yet. I want to do some more accuracy testing before I do that.
Okay.
I got this is actually I was talking to Gravel agency about these. So they've got these mag views, and what it is just you stick it's like a magnet that you put on your binos. And then, so if you've got one of those, it might work with the iPhone. I haven't tried it yet, but or you put a sticker, like a metal sticker, on the back there, and then the idea is the sticker holds it on there. Yeah, and then you can use your phone through the binoculars out.
Neat.
And yeah, it works.
That's fun.
Good feature.
Yeah, and it's like I've used the phone scope ones before that like clamp onto the eyepiece and they have like the phone thing sticking out. They're quite bulky. Like if I didn't point this out to you, you probably wouldn't even see that it's got this thing on here. You can still use it as normal and all that kind of stuff. The cup doesn't fit on it anymore because it's a bit bigger because of the magnet on there. But and then in terms of the phone, like it's a pretty thin little just metal sheet sticker that you put on there to
That's pretty cool.
set
Yeah,
that side up.
that's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, well, out of this thing, I've only got like a 3x zoom, and it's not a very good zoom. This phone's like 5 years old, so I'm like, maybe I should update my phone at the same time. So I did that. I bought a new phone. I got a Pixel 10 Pro coming.
Oh wow, you left Samsung. That's impressive.
I don't care which one. They're the same to me. I don't really.
Except it's not Apple.
I won't have an Apple. No.
Okay.
But
Fine. Whatever.
I had them before, but no, I wanted something with like a better camera because this one's like 5 years old camera tech, and I like the zoom. So 5x optical zoom on the Google through the.
Nice.
Was this a 8 or a 10 on this one? I can't even remember now. You'd think it would say it on there. Oh, 10. Yeah. So 5 on the camera through 10 on the binos. 50?
Yes, 50.
50?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. That'll be neat for recording some stuff.
That's cool.
Now, even if I'm not going through the 5x, if I'm doing like the 1x and I'm doing like super slow mo or that kind of thing, that would be interesting. Because like I was going over some footage from my phone and then my buddy's phone of like just 3-gun, and mine doesn't look as crispy. Yeah. Even though it's 4K, it just doesn't look as good.
5 years makes a big difference in technology, dude.
and the AI process, the post processing, that kind of thing on the image. Yeah, it's changed. So I wanted to get up to snuff on the tech.
Nice.
Did a palette in Devon with Colin. That was a good time. I got some videos and articles out. So that Mark II versus B22, I got an article and video on that one. The MDT Oryx bipod, got an article on that. Nightcore
What'd you think of it?
C17.
I didn't read the
bipod?
article.
I love it. Yeah, it's like I use the can't feature. I like the can't feature. So yeah, I had it out at the range.
Okay. What's the price again? Was it 100? It's around 150, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's cheap. Not bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when like if you look at the specifically for this one with the quick detach on the sling stud, this one is quite a bit cheaper than the Magpul one. The Magpul one that's got this feature is like 189-ish, somewhere around there. And this one's 140, 150. I can't remember. I wrote it on the article.
I think it was 150 when I looked it up.
And I do like this cam.
It's a basic.
Like this cam lock here is nice. Yeah, it's basic. It's not like a heavy duty Atlas or anything like that, but just quick and like quick and very easy to slap on a rifle at the range. Just like press the button, put it on the rifle, close it, and it's up. And you don't have to leave it connected where it's like real bulky in the bag or the case. Because if you have like if you try putting a bipod inside the case, it takes up a lot of space, right? That's sideways, and then because I primarily use soft cases, those 3-gun or the 2-gun cases. So I want they need to be able to fit in there. So I don't want something that's too wide. Being able to just like rip that off and put it on again afterwards quickly is kind of nice.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, I signed up to volunteer for a Women's Day at Chaz on May 30th.
I saw that they're having a Women's Day. That's awesome. I shared it as well. So if anybody's looking for details, you can go to our website or you can our social media or mine. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be neat. I have no idea if I'm going to be on like the 3-gun or something else because I think they just move me where they need me, kind of a thing, and I'm quite happy doing whatever. I like just before the show here, I put an order in for some SFR stickers. A whole bunch of them, 1,000. So you guys will be getting some stickers soon.
Cool.
Anybody want some? Let me know.
Yeah. I've got a our pal this weekend. Gonna be camping out there at Sherwood Park. The pal's sold out. Our pal's not. So me and the wife are just gonna camp out there while we're doing that. Why not, right?
Yeah,
it's gonna be gorgeous. It's gonna be like 20 degrees during the day.
Really?
So,
nice.
Wow.
Our weather is back to being decent out here.
What do you mean? It's way too hot.
Whatever.
I don't mind 20. It's when it gets to the like mid to high 20s or 30s.
I'm already starting to get sunburned, so it's not
that's about it for me. Who's next? Tony, did you do yours yet?
Not yet.
Go for it.
All right, so a shot at USPSA match was the 1911, of course. We had 2 classifier stages that did pretty meh in the grand scheme of things. Both C-class runs in limited 10 because they upgraded limited 10 to become a optics division. So it's really more like limited optics for Canada in a sense. And this gun, because Adriel's buttness, will no longer shoot single stack division, which is a bit unfortunate. And we already have the first battle loss on this gun. That's only the 3rd match. Already lost the extended mag release, so now I owe Adriel a extended mag release. I have to figure out a way to.
It always got loose. I don't know. You have to check it for tightness or put some Loctite on it or something. Yeah. But I guess now it's gone. So
it's gone now. They do sell. Ed Brown does sell the button for it. It will be threaded for 440. I'm not sure if this is already 440 or not, but a drill and tap is not too hard to acquire. And overall, the mag release isn't really the most expensive thing on this gun, so it's not a huge problem in my opinion. But
why don't you just find like a nice big panhead bolt that could go in there and zing off the top of it and checker it a little bit and stick it on there. Maybe put some.
That sounds like a lot of work. and maybe I should just pay a machine shop to do that, and I'll have it for
No.
$10. It's not that difficult.
Is there other places around you though that because you don't want to pay shipping for that, right? You want to just be able to get it.
No, so we could acquire one from Memorial.
That's a long time.
That's a
from now,
little
though.
bit far away. I could, or I could go to RDSC and they have the what's the fancy 1911 place? Nighthawk makes one. That's not the same. There's actually, I found out, there's different types of 1911 mag releases that's extended. So there's the, which you would think of as extended, like a bigger button. Or there's a standard, which is the 1911 spec back in the military days. Or there's actually a spec that's the same size. It's still the little nub, but it's going to be more protruding. I might try that. This with the button on it is actually slightly impacting my holster as well because people didn't think your 1911 had big mag releases. So it's a little quirkiness to like semi-custom guns that results in things like this.
Yeah.
Adriel mentioned about Dave Knox's chocolates. He was kind enough to share me some this time. It's I don't know, Adriel, did you get yours yet? It's a very It's a very odd thing. So when you have it in your hand, it has this kind of a gray but like rock salt kind of a texture. But when after you like apply and crush it, it like disappears into nothingness. But it does give your hand this kind of not
its ability,
very not very aggressive, but a little bit more grippiness to it. It feels kind of odd because you don't see it on your hand, but it's kind of there. I don't know if it improved my performance or not.
Did you shoot better?
I don't know. I don't have a lot of benchmarks, so I don't know if I actually shot better or not.
Do you feel you shot better?
I don't think so because I shot poorly.
Okay. Why did you shoot poorly then?
I'm just not very good of a shooter. See the problem? The 1911 did run pretty good. It did get pretty hot on one of the longer stages, like a 30 round stage.
What happened?
So it's like kind of slowing down as it goes through the stage. So it's like at the safe table trying to rack it just to redistribute the lube a little bit. I did clean and lube it the night before the match, so that wasn't the problem. I'm just not that used to double tapping targets with a pistol. To me, at least in hindsight, when I watch back the video, it's very much I'm doing control pairs on targets, no matter if it's 25 yards or 5 yards.
Okay.
So that's something to improve on for sure.
Yeah.
And Indiana ended up around 60% off the entire match, which for me probably isn't horrible, but it's generally, general speaking, it's pretty slow. And I found the Defender CCW, which is the DAW I have on here, worked really well if I have it on a long gun, but I'm starting to like dot hunt a little bit if it's on a pistol, and then how accurate am I to execute a long shot? I did miss one of the headbox only targets. I think it was probably 15-20 yards away. So not like a really hard shot, but I hit ones and missed ones. So that wasn't we did that stage twice, so technically I hit 3 times out of the 4, but there's still. And I shot it at more than 4 times, so I felt I hit it, but I did drop a shot there, so that's rather unfortunate.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Well, that's what we do, but are you searching for the dot, whether it's at 5 meters or at 25?
Usually it's when I had to after I do a transition.
Okay.
So it really depends.
No, I was just wondering if you were doing
I'm
that.
trying to think if having the grip tapes on the front is actually harming how I'm gripping the gun because it's making it slightly more thick. Again, tiny hand syndrome, so I don't know. There's a lot more things that can be improved. I need more practice on drawing the gun, on shooting the gun, on double tapping the gun. So yeah, a lot more things to learn for sure. So in the grand scheme of things, I'm still pretty early in my pistol shooting journey, so I think that's somewhat excusable. But considering I'm planning to go to Memorial this year, maybe it's not as excusable.
Of course, no. Listen, it's a journey, right? It is, and I think that you know what, you have a good plan there. So if you think that you've just added some tape, some grip tape stuff, right? So listen to me. It's like I have experience, not. Anyways, but my suggestion is do exactly what you're talking about. You know, you're gonna have to practice drawing. Practice drawing now that you've modified it a little bit, so that you're comfortable with it. You were comfortable before-ish, comfortable-ish, before when there was no grip tape on it. So add, just practice it. Then you'll become more comfortable with it. And that also will lend to the fact that comfortability means shooting better. It just does, right?
Hopefully everything turns out. But other than that, I did
you
sign
mean
up.
It will turn out, Tony, and you keep that positive attitude. It keeps you doing well.
There you go.
Sure, let's go with that.
Focus on what goes right, buddy. It's going to be great. And you're shooting a 1911 45, which is like oh my God, I always wanted to do this.
Well, it's in the wrong caliber. It's in the enemy caliber, so that's already one thing wrong.
40.
And then it's in the modern enemies production, so that's two things wrong. And it has an optic, so that's three things.
Okay,
wrong.
Stop complaining about it. It's a gun that you're shooting. Stop it.
Yeah.
Yes. It's gonna be fun.
And I'm very, very fortunate to have a restricted firearm to shoot right now.
Yeah.
Which is very good. Thank you, Adriel.
Yes.
The thing I forgot to mention last week is I got this. This is the MTM box for shot shells, which is like, Tony, you don't reload shot shells. Why would you need a box? Because usually when you have shotgun rounds that come in a box, what happens when you don't finish the box? They're all slushing around and they're making a huge ruckus. So now I have a place to sort all my different, like my buckshots. I have 5 rounds too many. I have just leftover shot shell rounds, so now I can have them all sorted by types. Some slugs here too, so pick 1 or 2 up so you can have all your accesses organized together. It's not that expensive. This one's only $7, so
I'm just
MTM
waiting for
highly
that to be
recommended.
sitting beside you at a match, and you just grab the wrong.
Grab wrong one.
Usually I go color match it.
Slugs on plates.
Slugs on plates, yeah.
Seen that.
I probably wouldn't use it as like a match ammo after they're relegated into this little box. It's probably just going to be range stuff. But again, it's good to have a place to hold all your loose rounds, and shotguns are kind of a pain in the ass. Ooh, printed ones. That's nice too.
Yeah, you need to print something like this, Tony.
I know, but I don't really need one that's that big though.
I was going to say mine's pink, courtesy of Dave. So, and it's 9 mil. So thank you, Dave.
You're
I
welcome.
didn't give you a shout out last week. I know, should have.
I know. That means you're not getting a Christmas present or a box of chocolates.
Well, neither is Gary. No, that's totally untrue. He is. He's getting a nice picture of Sean and Sean and
Rod
Tracy.
and Tracy, yeah. What about Kelly? What did you do this week? I heard you have good hunting stories to tell.
Well, we have some. No, I'm not allowed to tell the ones that are really good because, we're not allowed to do that. I don't tell stories about my friends. Right. So, we went into the CC Power Gurant. Well, it was a lady shoot. So it was a pheasant shoot. It was at Cedar Meadows Farm, a game farm. It was on Saturday. We went out on Friday night. So Tracy, Anna, and myself, we rented an Airbnb. Awesome place it had.
Hey.
Yeah, the guy it was a single guy. He decorated. You could tell he decorated. There was a drum set in the basement. There was a hot tub, fire. It was lovely. Like we got into the hot tub, had a few drinks and that
Nice.
because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Had a nice fire in the back. We had some steak. Oh, so good. Steak on the barbecue, and we just had a really good time. The only problem is, if anybody knows where we were in Colborne. We were on Highway 2. Highway 2 is right beside. It's literally like 10 feet from a railroad track, and it's the one where all the VIA passengers as well as the cargo trains go through.
Ka-chunk,
So
ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk,
every
ka-chunk.
15 minutes there was a train all night, and it was literally across the street from a crossing too. So you know what happens
Oh,
when trains
yeah,
come
you
to
get
a
the horns.
crossing.
Nice.
Ding, 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 ding.
So we didn't get a lot of sleep, but it was a great time. We got up in the morning. We headed out. There was a little bit of an issue 2 nights prior to the hunt. Anna has been in communication with Cedar Meadows, and the reason is because she runs her dog Hope through there. She got her Hope is a GSP, or German Shorthair Pointer. She got her dog through there, but she also runs and trains her through there. So she was in communication with them. There was a horrible accident. There was carnage, apparently. There was a predator that got into the pheasant coop and just killed every last one of them. So we didn't know what we were going to do, whether we should cancel or not. But I had reached out to everybody that had signed up and advised them that they were able to cancel if they wanted to. However, we were substituting the pheasants with Hungarian partridge as well as chuckers.
I was thinking you were going to say chickens.
No, chuckers.
Not even chickens, just yellow chicks. So you just put in one of those clay launchers.
Yeah. Ching. I really like the hunt. I have to say it because chuckers are a little bit more spirited than the pheasants. I've never hunted Hungarian partridges before. They're a lot smaller, a lot faster. We had some issues the morning of as well. There's some challenges with things getting up and running. Just the person that was from Cedar Meadows was seriously ill. She ended up going to the hospital. So yeah, I think it was a series of stuff, and we're going, I don't know if we should be going out and doing this. However, that being said, the decision was to continue on. We had we ended up only having one guide and one dog. Dog's name was Maverick, and the guide's name was Craig. Really fantastic, experienced as well. Maverick was a black lab. He was a flusher. Obviously, he wasn't a pointer. He knew his stuff, and he really did a great job. And it was a good hunt. We had a couple of ladies that canceled last minute, 2 of them. So we had limited it to 5. So Anna joined us in the morning. She was only supposed to hunt in the afternoon. She was part of the co-ed hunt. But she joined us in the morning so that we could have 4 ladies hunting. We had the most amazing time. We had a brand new shooter. She's never hunted before. Her name is Ali, and she was super grateful that she had the most amazing experience. She's officially part of the CCFR family now. And Craig, the way that he did things is if it was your first time ever hunting, or if your first time ever pheasant or partridge in this case, hunting, and first time you ever took a partridge or a pheasant, then we stop everything and you have to kiss the pheasant or the partridge. So everybody, and so he was saying to me, well, it's your turn. I said, no, I've it's not my first time. And he goes, kiss the bird. so we all kissed the bird. It was an interesting shoot, that's for sure. And in the morning we saw everything and anything that could happen weather-wise. So we had sun, we had rain, we had sleet, we had hail, we had snow, and then we had in the afternoon complete sunshine for the co-ed hunt. In the afternoon, Anna's husband came, Daryl. He ran Hope. So there was 2 dogs running. So Maverick and Hope were running, and Maverick again is a flusher and Hope is a pointer. So it was really interesting to see the 2 dogs working together. And that's the best part of going on a hunt like that. Just seeing the dogs work and how amazing they truly are. And afterwards, Craig was talking about it was a really good day, and it was a really good day for Maverick. But he said Maverick that night had the best sleep ever because he literally ran. I think it was a total of 8 hours, like 8 hours back and forth and running and running and running. And those, it was a nice crisp day. So that meant that the birds were active, right? We were talking about runners. So it is a hunt and it's on private land, but when the birds are put out, the birds are placed in certain areas, in bushes and under trees, etc. And typically the birds will stay, or we hope that they will stay, and then the dogs will flush them out. Well, that didn't happen a lot of the time because the birds decided that they were going to be runners, literally, and we'd see them running down the road. There was a couple of roads or paths through the woods and through the fields. And we came up over the rise one time, and there was 4 of them having a big party in the middle of. They were sunning themselves in the afternoon. They were having a big party, and they were literally running. So that was a little bit of that was fun. I love the shoots. It's a lot of fun. We were able to do a cleanup hunt afterwards, but yeah, all the birds were collected. All the birds went back with people, and we showed Allie, who was the girl that's never hunted before. We showed her how to clean the birds, and she was able to take them home with her. She got the majority of the women's birds, just because we wanted her to actually have them. But I didn't return home with anything. I don't know how it happened, but I said to Anna, I said, hey, can you take these home and clean them for me? And you keep the majority of the meat. I'll just take 1 or 2 breasts, and I'll take the feathers too, because I use the feathers. So she's going to end up cleaning them for me, or she did clean them for me.
Way to go, Tom Sawyer.
I'm going, this is actually pretty cool. I can get somebody to do all of that for me. But anyways, we took my role and responsibility in the afternoon was to take pictures. I took pictures in the morning too. But we got some really good pictures of everybody hunting, and it was the best time ever. So yeah, we're going to be planning more hunts in September, probably. We're looking at a date that will work. And then also next spring as well, because we had a lot of people who were interested who didn't actually get in before we sold out the co-ed hunt. And then we had some more girls that are asking afterwards as well. So we're going to have more hunts. Sunday morning, I got up nice and bright and early and headed to the range here in Kingston. I was able to do the new member orientation. So we brought in 15 new members. We're going to be bringing another 15 new members on the 24th as well, but I'm not going to be there because I'm going to be at the AGM. So I was able to do probation shoots for 15 new members, and I got some probation shoots lined up as well for next week. And then I signed up for, going to be happening in July. So because new people are coming in, they need to do we're still doing them. The handgun ATT course for the club. So I'm going to be doing that on July 5th.
Has the demand ever went down? It's been like
No.
4 years now. You would have thanked the. Well, I guess
Their club requires it, Tony. The club requires it.
So the club,
right.
the club likes it, and the reason the club likes it is just because, again, right, there's the liability. You can say this person was able to do this and prove that they were safe. They were able to get all 10 shots on an 8x11 piece of paper at 25 meters. Actually, we get them to shoot at 10 and
25 meters pistol.
People do that, Tony. It's a thing.
With that optics.
I don't. I don't
They
think I
should.
can
Them at
hit.
100 sometimes.
What? You don't think they'll
Them at
hit?
100 sometimes.
I don't think I will hit.
No. We get them to shoot
And
at
so
10,
you cannot.
truthfully.
You
You
can
gotta
hit
get,
stuff with
get
a
good,
pistol.
Sure.
scrub.
Yeah, get good, brother.
Yeah.
You can hit stuff with a pistol 20.
Wait, how do you how do you practice if you don't have the what? Wait, what?
What?
Isn't this a circle logic? Like I can't go to the club for the ATT, so I can't practice. So I'm never gonna be good enough to shoot those shots on the target. So I'll never be able to
Tony.
go to the range.
Tony.
Does that logic?
They have me as an instructor. They
Yeah,
Oh.
get it. They get through.
Oh,
Don't
okay,
worry about
yeah,
that.
that makes sense then.
Yeah, I help them out. Well,
Like-
I don't actually shoot it for them. I help them out so that they
It's
can
mostly
get-
verbal encouragement and tell them, stop
There's-
sucking! You
there's a-
suck! Hit the paper!
There was
Something
only
like
one
that.
time I made somebody cry.
Oh
only
wow!
once. Only once yesterday.
No, it's a true story. I made somebody cry once
How did you make someone cry?
because never mind. Stop for later.
All right.
But yeah, that's about it. I got a lot happening in the next little bit, so I'm going to be meeting up with Rick Hedebeck tomorrow. I'm going to be driving to Brockville. No, I'm driving past Brockville, but we're going to meet up, and he's going to be heading out east. And I did some stuff for Maple Seed. I was really super excited, and everything's going out to all of our shoot bosses. Got a shoot box call next week. I got a lot on my plate, don't I?
You did.
Oh yeah,
you-
and the
Very good.
AGM's coming up, and I'm also running as director again for Ontario.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Like I thought you were rerunning for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
If you are a CCFL member, don't forget to vote for Kelly.
There's 2 spots open. So I do know that Derek Gallen, who is currently right now is the RFOC for Southwestern Ontario, did a great job. Him and his team again. Huge shout out for Waterloo, the rally and planning and all the logistics. It was awesome. And so he's up and running for it too. So hopefully it will be Derek and myself. There's one spot that's available for 1 year and one spot that's available for 2 year. The 2 year one is mine. The 1 year is the director from last year who was elected, but he stepped down. So yeah, that's it. Go vote. Don't know when the voting's coming out. Should be coming out soon. Vote often. Vote well. Who was I talking to the other day? I don't know. It was the lady who just got her pal or something. I don't know. Anyways, I was talking to them and I said, yeah, never
Joining
mind.
CCFR?
No.
Listen to Slam Radio?
I did. I listened to Slam Fire. I
Excellent.
handed out cards for Maple Seed. Said, "Come and see me." And then I actually. Oh yeah, it was about the template of the ranges. So we reviewed each range, right? And the template and 50 BMG was on the list. And I said, "Well, you're not allowed to actually do that." And somebody said, "Well, I want to be able to shoot it." And I said, "So who are you going to vote for in the next election?" I was pressuring people.
Well,
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
pretty sure 416 Shy Tech is still legal. 375 Enabler is still legal, and I think that's beyond a 338 Lapua.
It is. It's
Template
95.
group,
It's 9600, but it's still not a 50 cal time.
Right, but your
I want to
range
fire
has to be-
50 cal and then saying, hey, the government still lets you fire this stuff is not the same as firing 50 cal.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. But I'm just thinking your range have to be certified for it. I don't think the APRA group complexes like any of us is.
I have
50
250s.
rated.
I shoot them at the range.
They are black powder, aren't they?
They are muzzle loaders, yes.
They're not 50.
Just carve
50,
John
but-
Morris Browning on the side of it. And
Mhm.
They're,
probably
they're not
down.
50 BMG. No.
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 Although they're beautiful guns to shoot.
I have some stamps. I should put BMG after it. On
Yeah,
those things.
beautiful
You should-
muzzle loading gun.
There you go.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, you should put stickers on them. And that's it. So I regaled you with that. I got some great video of Tracy playing the drums. It was awesome.
Nice.
No, listen, but it was awesome.
What is it?
Okay.
CCFR Insider exclusive?
Trying to drown out the train.
Yeah, that did not happen. I got, I think, 0 sleep on Saturday or Friday night. 0. Dustin's not on the show tonight. Why the hell isn't he on the show, by the way? Then why the hell were we doing it at 9 o'clock? I'm
Meetings.
saying hell a lot, but
Well,
yeah, because originally.
Sean was going
There was the potential.
Anyways,
Anyway.
just
Okay,
going.
whatever. Let's go. Upcoming
Events?
events. Yeah, so you're up there.
Yeah, I
talking
got
with-
some training, PAL, RPAL. May 10th, I'll have an RPAL. June 13th in Devon, we'll have a PAL. June 14th for RPAL. June 20th at Sherwood Park for a PAL. And then June 21st in Sherwood Park for an RPAL. Mm-hmm.
RPAL again?
Yeah.
You're doing them every. I thought you were doing them every 2 months. It looks like you're doing
But the
it.
Devon's separate. That one can
It's
just
private.
No, those are all public.
Okay.
All the pals.
All the time. What about 3-gun?
Yeah, there's some of those. Battle of Alberta is open for registration on Practice Score. That's June 6th and 7th. Sherwood Park's team match. That's their big 1 year. That's yearly.
Mhm.
That's also open on Practice Score. That's August 8th and 9th. And if you don't have a person for the team match, just register and don't worry about it. We'll just find someone for you.
I have to ask, have you registered for Battle of Alberta yet?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be ROing. So yes, I'll be doing.
Oh, you're
I'll be-
ROing.
I'll be ROing and competing at both of them.
Okay, who's your team member?
Well, the Sherwood Park one, I was thinking my son would do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, my oldest son.
Yeah.
But that's if he's in
Is he any
the
good?
province.
Can you find a better share?
No. Yeah, very.
If he is in
yeah.
province, where's he going?
Well, he might have some cadets pilot
Oh.
training to
Stuff.
do over the summer. So
Do you think he'd come to Ontario, go to Connaught?
I don't know. I think it would be Cold Lake
Fighters that are
probably.
coming up?
Oh, I was going to say, tell him to come see Aunt Kelly.
Yeah, come on out to Borden.
We'll hang out.
Probably go to Cold Lake. That's where fighter jets go. That's where they do the fighter.
Okay,
pilot stuff.
fine.
Yeah.
So
CDTSA, I've added their dates to 3gun.ca as well, just
Okay.
while we're on the show here. I can't remember what the dates are, but they're on 3gun.ca anyways.
I think they have.
okay, that's my dog.
I don't think they have a dog, but I think they have an action shotgun match coming up. Not 3-gun, I think single gun, but do check them out.
At CDTSA or BTSA?
CDTSA.
CDTSA, yeah.
Practice Score.
All right, Maple Seeds, we have some coming up. I haven't even opened it yet. Do you want to, Adriel, review any of them or just tell people to go on over to? I'm just
Go on the
referring to
website,
anyways.
but
Oh, the
what day are we on? May 10th,
Okay.
Forest Grove in BC.
Yeah.
That one will be a thing. Stittsville, June 20th and 21st.
Yeah,
Sunbury, June 27th, and then we're into July.
I think the 20th.
I'm probably
and
gonna add a
Stittsville
couple
is
in.
sold out. Yeah, we need to.
I'm
There's a
probably going to
few.
add a couple more because Alberta needs some more.
Yeah, there is one that's taking place this weekend. I believe it's this weekend in Nova Scotia. It's not on the list, and I was just notified today that it's not on the list
Porqué, it's not there.
because it's Rick. So I'll have it up and
Is it
I'll-
sold out already?
you know what? No idea.
Hmm.
And the reason is because it's not my shoot. So I don't know.
Mhm. Right.
All right. We'll put it up and we'll also add a few more Ontario dates as well. So let's get into the news. Yeah. So we kind of covered this in our main topic that's about to come up if you are listening on the podcast. But yeah. So
You can withdraw from the ASFCP. There's a post on Reddit of a guy who did it. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, within 10 days, we'll call you and discuss further. And here's a reference number. And they said, it's been 30 days. Not a single person's reached out to me.
no, I don't think
No
anybody
surprise.
will.
Oh,
Okay.
well, you told them. You're done.
So along the same lines, there is something that somebody posted. It was a Facebook post about the compensation part.
Yeah.
Who added that?
The long and short of it is that you have 5. So when you receive the message, you have
Yes.
5 business days to book an appointment to deliver your guns.
Mhm.
If you're on holidays right now, you're fucked. You
Yep.
don't get to turn your guns in for money. If you miss an appointment, you're fucked. And if you have too many guns, you're also fucked because they can't book you. They'll have to do a special appointment for that one.
Because they can't count past 4, apparently.
Their gun chop saw can't handle more than 4 at a time. But yeah, that's the deal. It's almost like they don't want to collect the guns. It's almost like they're trying to make it as hard as possible so they don't have to collect the guns.
You know, every time I think that they've done the thing that will like really sink this thing, they just come up with something better and just roadblocks to throw in people's ways and like bullshit 5-day things. I'm just like, what? Like, do you literally want this?
This is how they can keep in budget.
True. They should already be able to keep in budget though because of the just no
lack of registrations.
Yeah, lack of participation in it.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan has put out some details on their things, so you can go online and basically register to be like, I'm going to store my guns and not sell them to the government, and that's a thing. And the federal government has to give them fair compensation. If they don't, they can just have them.
I think including ammo and accessory, which is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hilarious thing about this is we know damn well that they will never, ever pay fair value for anything. So this is effectively just in perpetuity. It's great.
You know who's determining fair market value?
I will accept $1 million for my AR-15.
No, I'm saying who is determining the actual fair market value?
It. $1 million each.
No, on the government side. The government. Paulie's determining the value.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you're in Saskatchewan anyways, you're not getting any money. So
and you can't hand them in anyway. So
that's correct. Yeah. But they have a better legal protection to now store those at their house.
Yeah.
Because there was a provision in there to be like, oh, government agents can hold the guns, and Saskatchewan's like, well,
we'll deputize a lot of you.
Look at how many government agents we have who are holding these firearms.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. That's just a huge middle finger. It's great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know anything about this one.
Yeah, that one is most unfortunate.
You'll have to
you're going to have to give us a little bit more info than that, Dave.
Yeah. So there's a dude named Kendrick Bartling. He is what was he? He was a major. Yeah, he's a major used to be a major with the CAF. Well, probably isn't anymore.
No.
I guess he probably still is now, but he won't be. So he was a Queen's Medalist, which is the highest marksmanship award in Canada given to military members for winning CAFSAC, which is the highest Canadian military shooting competition. He won, I think, 4 times. He's an avid firearms collector, and he was down in the States. He'd taken a bunch of his guns down there because dude likes to shoot. So he brought his guns back, but he brought guns back that he shouldn't have brought back that he picked up at the States. So they ended up searching his stuff, found a bunch of receivers, found 2 pistols, forced reset trigger. What was it? Yeah, 6 lower receivers, some with or without serial numbers, 2 handgun receivers, 7 upper receivers, 1 forced reset trigger, and 1 plastic suppressor for an airsoft gun.
Yeah.
Just threw that
Why
in. Why
without serial number?
3D printed, probably. In the States, you can make your own guns. It's not like Canada with our terrible laws.
That's you're a gun enthusiast. I'm assuming he was a PAL holder in Canada.
Oh yeah. He's got all his guns.
Somehow you
personal firearms
like
down.
that doesn't make sense. But okay,
he's a collector. Unfortunately, he got caught coming back. I'm not concerned that this dude owns guns. That's fine, whatever. But unfortunately, he got caught smuggling guns back. Pile of 22 mags in that photo too. I noticed.
Yeah.
So
they lay it out.
Training 22s.
They got to put everything that looks scary.
Yeah, so he had a 22 upper there, I guess, somewhere. But he got caught bringing back prohibited uppers, prohibited lowers, unregistered handguns, plus all his own stuff. So that sucks.
Pistol brace too. He just didn't put much thought into it, I guess.
No, I'm going to say that he did. So the stuff that he brought in was fully prohibited and
really cool.
It was really cool, but he knows that he's not allowed.
Wasn't supposed to have it.
Yeah, one's supposed to have it. So he is in a bit of trouble. So they did mention that there is absolutely no suggestion that he intended any criminality, like wasn't planning on selling the guns illegally, nothing. This dude was just bringing them back for his own collection.
Yeah.
I think, given
Don't
who
do
he
that.
was in his history. Don't do that. Don't get caught.
No.
Like,
Well,
Okay,
there's two
keep going.
differences. Don't get caught and don't do it. So
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next thing.
HRS.
HRS, they're shutting
That
down.
sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They were
pretty
summing up.
sad.
HRS is being shut
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. They mainly made like restricted stuff. They had some precision stuff, but not a lot of it. They were wrapped too much. Like they had ARs, then they had the modern Sporter and the modern Hunter, and
which all
like
got banned.
They had
all got
a
banned.
chassis for the
Yeah.
Ruger PCC,
PC9,
and then
yeah.
the Ruger PC9 got shot. So
Yeah, that's
Yep.
way too much development to put into guns that just turn out to get banned afterwards. So
Yeah.
I was surprised they survived long after the RCMP
Modern
randomly
Sporter?
decided to
Yeah.
ban the modern Sporter after saying it's not an AR-15, it's a unique firearm. Oh, sorry, it is an AR-15, and banning them.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the money they had in tooling and inventory and freaking liberals. Like,
Yeah. Imagine. Yeah.
imagine
This
having
summer-
your home business or your family business putting all your money into the whole thing, and then the government just says, "Yeah, we're shutting you down. We're
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
all your stuff." Like,
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
This next one's kind of surprising to me. Ottawa spent $728,000 promoting red flag gun laws, but only one order was reported. So only one red flag order was reported to the CFP, the Canadian Firearms Program, since December 15th, 2023.
That's a really expensive one report.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Okay.
720.
Holy fuck! They
Look
spent 25 grand on a webinar. Good God!
Yep.
50 grand to translate 5 fact sheets into English, French, 8 indigenous languages, and 7 commonly spoken foreign languages.
what the copy
Holy
for Chinese? I want to test that if it's accurate or not.
Yeah.
Funny.
In our bilingual country.
And look at this.
GG, guys.
$215,000 already paid to funded organizations under the Red Flag Awareness Initiative.
I wonder who
Yeah,
those
well,
organizations
under
is. You know what?
Oh,
I think we should put an
Police
A-tip.
Severe.
Yeah, put an A-tip
Yeah.
in on that one. But
Here's your A-tip.
Suspect it's them. Plus,
Redacted.
look at the one under there.
Stop.
$438,000 for program delivery and administration. For
But they only
what?
get one. I want that job. You're
Right?
just sitting next to a phone, one of those old like corded
Yeah.
rotary
Dial
phones,
phones,
and it just
yeah.
never rings. You just sit.
It's like the
You get so
Continental
much knitting
switchboard.
done.
But like, what's the program delivery and administration? Like,
Look at-
somebody reports somebody, they say, go seize their gun, the cops show up and go, hey, we need your guns, have a nice day. Like, how does that cost you $750,000?
Well, there's paper. Paper's expensive.
Oh, that'd be a lot of paper.
Oh,
Fax,
I fucking knew it. Okay. Yeah. Red flag. So funded organizations, this is going to be some fucking nonsense stuff.
Yeah.
I know it. As soon as we get into this, I know it's going to be, yeah. This project will inform frontline gender-based violence specialists and expand outreach to other human service professionals and raise public. They just pissed this money away.
Yeah.
Pissed it away with whoever sounded good. And yeah. I'm going to stop looking at that because
Gotta give your friends money.
Are you getting raged?
I got to
Okay,
work
let's
my
get in-
blood pressure.
So,
Yeah. Let's look at some
one thing that wasn't on the list was there was a scam that was essentially, it was an email that was sent out to retailers, and it was verified, by the way, because the RCMP later followed up. So Tracy, she got contacted by a retailer, and the retailer said, this is a scam. This is huge. And so she put out onto social media. She did contact the RCMP saying people are being scammed, the retailers themselves. And so the RCMP put out a bulletin to say, do not click on this. So thank you to Tracy Wilson for, being on it and protecting retailers. And then also sharing it with the RCMP so that they can look really great about it, right? Anyways.
I mean, it's kind of funny that the private sector scammers took a page from the public sector scammers notebook and just got in on the gig.
Right?
So, I mean, good for them. Entrepreneurship is admirable. Good for you guys.
Well, the
Hopefully no one fell
reality
for it.
is, there's guaranteed people that fell for it.
That sucks.
Yeah, there is. Let's get into new gun stuff.
Let's do that.
Free gun in Canada with style.
Wait, that's not this one? RDSC, or is it this one?
No, RDSC.
That one.
Let's go with
This
RDSC
one?
first. RDSC
Yeah.
has the 18-inch Henry lever action Supreme rifle available in 223 Remington 5.56 NATO. Lever action AR magazine detached box mat fed, and $1,700 Canadian. So there you go.
So it takes
Yeah, right.
PMags, and then it takes additional capacity MSR style magazines.
AR style mags.
Modern sporter. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, MSR mounted sport rifle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So snag mags. Cool.
Yeah, Stanegs. I saw someone running this at a 3-gun match.
You
How to
did.
run.
Looked fun.
Yeah.
Looked fun. Yeah.
I love that it's mag fed
Keep
lever
Keep
guns.
saying that.
Yes.
It looks fun. It's fun.
I think I'd rather be shooting an AR, Kelly, but yeah.
As God intended.
That mag release looks fun as well. Yeah, but
Yeah,
anyways, we
right?
got that one. The new Duria TM22s with the short barrels are coming in. So these ones are a 12-inch barrel.
Yep.
Bullseye's got one with a very small
Handguard.
forend on it.
Yeah.
5-inch handguard, yeah.
Yeah, if you want a bigger handguard, FOC's got one, but the gun's also $100 more.
Well,
So
bigger
maybe
means-
just slap a different handguard on it. I don't know.
But how? Like they're not AR handguards; they're proprietary.
Right.
So-
Well,
they are.
and these are
somehow
aluminum
find it.
ones. The
Mhm.
feathers and that kind of thing use plastic ones. Yes, that's the nice word for
Plastic.
Florida beach plastic. Yeah,
That's Caltech. Their business is in shambles in Canada.
yeah.
Speaking of business that's not in shambles in Canada, here is the Henry SPD, the Special Product Division Predator. It's a adjustable cheek rest, laminated stock Henry Supreme with a carbon barrel. And it guarantees 3-shot sub-MOA out of a lever gun. That is pretty impressive.
With a bipod.
Well, with proper shooting techniques, I guess.
With a bipod.
That's pretty interesting. Adriel, do you mind going back a page? I see they also have some other stuff that Canada don't have yet. They have the
This is the one.
No, not this one. This one I don't think is going to sell very well.
Go back to that one.
Yeah, I like
Spirit
that
of
one. What do we got
yeah.
there?
Ooh.
The spirit of
How-
Sweet
How do
16.
you pronounce the name Semi-Quincentennial?
Centennial. Edition.
Semi-quincentennial. Yeah, whatever.
Quincentennial, yeah. So they have the Henry Supreme lever in 450 Bushmaster now. That's interesting. They also have a new set of Explorer series carbines. That's, did I just say carbine? That's not like me. That is Cerakoted in burnt
Pretty.
bronze with wood, so a little bit more utilitarian of a finish. Usually you'll get their guns in blue finish. Adriel, scroll down, please. Thank you. They also have the SPD Cruiser rifle with the crazy M-Lock forend and polymer.
Carbon fiber barrel.
Synthetic. Yeah, and threaded barrel as well, which is going to be very useful in Canada for sure.
Looks expensive. Yeah, 2,500.
Looks expensive, feels expensive,
US.
is expensive.
Yeah.
And they've also extended their motif of provide and protect, where they have a little bit more modernized kind of ergonomic features on their traditional lever action rifles. And then one last thing I want to mention is their rimfire lever guns. They never had Picatinny rails on them. Now they have introduced a few models. One of them being, go down. Adriel went past. Oh no.
No, I'm
Okay.
gonna filter for it.
Sure. The H1X model, which is kind of a follow-up on the X model. Very modern, very utilitarian. They also have the H1 Sporter and the H1 Bandit, which is still standard 22 wood furniture, but has a Picatinny reel. So you can shoot your rimfire PRS was your lever. I don't know.
Tony.
But you have your option now.
Tony.
That's enough
No.
levers. That's enough.
That's
levers.
It's
no.
too much. Lever is the modern semi-auto in Canada. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just a fact.
Yeah.
For now.
Tony.
Yeah,
For
we
now.
know.
No, stop.
I'll stop.
Okay. Thank you. You know what? Yeah, appreciate it, but no, we're not going there, right? Correct? Yes. Okay. Let's get into the main topic. So we're going to get right into the interview first, and then, as I said, then we're going to get into the rest of the show. So welcome to the show tonight, Sean, aka the Tenant. You have it there written on your screen. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? You're part of the shooting community. When did you start shooting, and what do you do in your real life too? So let's talk about that a little first.
Geez, what do I do in my real life? As little as possible, if I can help it. No, actually, I work for the Ontario government as a store manager with the LCBO. So that's kind of what I do. So sorry, no bourbon for nobody. Nothing U.S. You're out. Sorry.
I got to stop. That's okay.
I have the keys if you need more. My shooting experience. My shooting experience. Geez, I think I started when I was around probably 12, 13, somewhere around there. Out with my dad, my uncles. Basically bird hunting.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like what kind of really got me into it. My nickname is Tackleberry. So if you know the movie Police Academy,
Nice.
That's been my nickname since I've been quite young, because I've been around firearms my entire life and been an enthusiast with them. Regardless of my disciplines, I love to shoot.
Awesome. Yeah. So anybody that's listening, like, we do this via video, but we also do audio as well. People may be tweaking a little bit by your voice. They may say, "Oh, I know that voice. I don't know where I know that voice from." Where do we know your voice from?
What hath made you famous?
What has made me famous? I didn't make myself famous at all. Someone else made me famous. And that would be our wonderful public safety minister, my landlord, Gary Andesandry.
Right.
Oh, is,
Yeah.
Is he your agent or?
No, I rent property from him. Yeah.
So you literally rent from the public safety minister. The other thing that people should be aware of, or that's why I said they should recognize your voice, is there was a leaked audio tape that was leaked to the public about, the gun confiscation and Gary's thoughts on it. I'm calling him Gary.
Yeah.
First name thing. It's cool. He wouldn't mind.
So,
well, I'm on a first name basis with him. So, but yeah, absolutely.
Still?
Well, he won't take my calls. He'll talk to my wife, but not me.
yeah, he no longer wants to talk to you.
Well, I think he's afraid about, I might catch him telling the truth again. I think that's probably one of the biggest things he's worried about. But yeah,
it's unfortunate when that happens.
Well, when you catch a liberal minister telling the truth, and then try to backpedal on everything. But yeah, you're right. But yeah, Gary and I were just talking about an issue that I had with him on the property that I own, and that was a fairly lengthy conversation. And I was recording that conversation just to hold his feet to the fire should he not do what I had asked him to, and really what he's responsible for. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and he knows I'm a firearms owner. He knows I reload. He knows everything about me because I've known him a good number of years. And he just comes out and says,
your place for stuff.
well, like, he doesn't have access. I mean, he's never come into the house, so he doesn't. I mean, he knows I have a safe and a couple other small safes, so he's aware that I'm a firearms owner. But he just basically had come out and said, "Listen, I got to tell you something." And he went into this 20-minute plus conversation with me, which really I didn't realize until after the fact of really what he was saying. One of the first things he said to me was that, by the way, we're coming out with a buyback. I think it was this coming Tuesday. And this was on Sunday that we had this conversation. And when he says, like, I'm coming out with a buyback, I'm like, okay, we all kind of knew it was coming. We just didn't know when that shoe was going to get dropped on us. And then we had this other conversation about, it's not going to have any effect on public safety because you and I and everybody else that's in the firearms community, whether you're a sports shooter or a hunter, a collector, whatever discipline that you want to be within, it's going to have any meaningful impact on public safety because you're just targeting people that are low-hanging fruit, that you know what we have, where they are, and you're going to come after us. And he agreed, as well as we talked about the whole compensation program or confiscation program, where he admitted that you're not being compensated for any of the parts or the accessories that you've added to whatever firearm it is that you're holding. He admitted on numerous occasions that we're going to get ripped off, that you're not going to get fair market value for your firearm. You're going to get zero compensation for your components to go along with it. You're not going to basically this thing, we're going to rip you off. And it was really interesting when that conversation was going on. I said to him, he said to me, I said, like, you owe me, like, this firearm's going to be like $1,200 or $1,400, whatever it was. And I didn't know what the value was off the top of my head. It was like $1,200. And then he says to me, he goes, "Oh, don't worry, I'll top you up personally." And I was like,
right?
Odd. Like, here's the public safety minister saying to me, knowing I'm a firearms owner, yeah, I know I'm going to rip you off, or the government's going to rip you off, but don't worry, I'll top you up personally. And I was like, okay, yeah, great, I appreciate that, but that's not the point. The point being is you're ripping off 2.5 million plus Canadians for firearms for people that are not the problem.
So,
and then it was really, go ahead.
I had a question. So when he was having this conversation, it sounds like he decided to introduce the topic to you because, again, you were talking about other things that were taking place in your rental unit, but he brought it up. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. He came. The very first thing he said to me goes, "I got to tell you something else."
Okay.
And the next words out of his mouth was, "We're coming up with the buyback on Tuesday."
So he let you know before it was announced.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it was not announced to the public. I don't know if it was announced to cabinet or the rest of the caucus or the rest of the party. I don't know. But for him to tell me they're rolling out this program before it was actually announced to the public, great. I appreciate the insider's information. But is that the right thing to do?
No, because it's privileged. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, I would think when Gary, the public safety minister, is telling me confidential, in my opinion, information prior to being released either through a press conference or cabinet or whatever, however it goes through. It was shocking. Definitely shocking.
My first instinct when I hear you say that is that maybe he just couldn't stand facing you without telling you that he was about to screw you over. Like, maybe it was like oh God, like a guilty conscience type of thing, like just had to get it out or something. Cause that is pretty crazy that he would do that.
Well, it's not just telling me about the announcement, but like, he firmly does not believe in this program. He does not believe in it. And he even said that on the leaked audio on more than one occasion. He said that if he could do it differently, he would start from scratch and not go down this road. You know, that Mark Carney was just basically telling him what to do, and he was just following marching orders. Like, here's a person, our Minister of Public Safety in Canada, responsible for the safety of all Canadians, telling me that the program's not going to work. It's not going to have a public impact on public safety. Oh, by the way, if I don't follow the rules, he'll be able to bail me out of jail. Like,
well, according to the tape, he says it will be enforced, but if it is enforced, he'll bail you out of jail. Is what he said.
Yes,
correct. Wasn't it something along the lines of the police don't have the resources anyway, so basically don't worry about it? Which is crazy for the dude to be saying, you know, well, this is against the law, but I'm the top law guy, but other than Sean Fraser, I guess, but don't sweat it. It's cool. Just, yeah, you're good. And and the whole I'll bail you out if it goes wrong. I would love to see him down there with his checkbook out, bailing you out.
Well,
bailing out.
Here's something. Yeah, like let's all sign up. Like, if we're not going to participate on the 30th, you know, hopefully he's got lots of pages in that checkbook of his. Because there might be a few of us that are saying no, and I told him straight up, no. I'm not going to participate in this. Right? My wife's not happy about that, but
yeah,
we all have to make our own decisions on that day. It's going to be interesting because he is a lawyer. If you don't know this, and he basically counsels me to break the law, in my opinion. Right? By telling me, you know, you don't have to participate. And I asked him straight up, so what does that make me become? That's going to make me become criminal. And I've done nothing wrong. Since 2000, my firearms that have been required to be safe queens, that's where they've been. And we can continuously watch the crime rate, or the gun crime rate in Canada, constantly increase. So obviously we're not the problem, because if gun crime's going up and all our stuff is locked up, where's the issue? And I even challenged him on this, saying, this $750 million, or actually I said, this $750 million that you're wasting could be better utilized at the border, right? And, you know, if we spent that money at the border, we're not just stopping illegal crime guns coming across. We're stopping human trafficking, narcotics, by spending all this money on scanners and personnel. That's where the money is going to be spent in a meaningful way, not by going after law-abiding firearms owners that are not the problem.
Right. So the law itself, it only applies to those that hold a valid PAL, our PAL, and have registered their guns. We already know that the AR-15s, they are restricted. They know we have them. They just don't know that the non-restricted.
Well, it's
right.
It's so easy, because they have a list of all of us that have restricted firearms, who we are, where they're located, exactly what you have. That's easy to go after. That's the low-hanging fruit. It actually costs money and police resources, which every police agency pretty much across the country, other than the sort of Quebec, Halifax, Winnipeg, and Waterloo, have said, okay, we'll sign on. But if you have 98% of the police forces across the country saying, no, this is not going to have an impact, it's wasting our members' time, right? It actually costs money to actually have criminal investigations for these police officers to go after the actual problem of illegal firearms.
Right. So let's get back to the audio tape. So you were taping anyways because of what was taking place in the unit in your apartment. But he introduced the subject, and he was thinking, I think that he was being, you know, a pretty solid guy and giving you a warning. And a lot of so I have listened to the tape. I was a little taken aback by it, just have to say, because you're right.
I thought it was maybe fake when I first heard it. Like, in all honesty, I thought maybe somebody pulled something over on the CCFR somehow, and then I listened to it a few times. I'm like, no, it sounds really real.
Oh, it's real.
You held on to it for a little bit, didn't you?
I did. So this happened back in September of 2025.
Right.
And because of where I worked, and I was somewhat concerned for my employment in that. And I'm not a flamboyant kind of person where, I want to be in the spotlight and things like that. So that day, shortly after the conversation, I sat on the audio tape for probably about 45 minutes, and I had to let some of it sink in to say, geez, like, they're coming out with this buyback on Tuesday. No one knows about this. It hasn't been announced. And I was like, okay. At that time, I was not a member of the CCFR.
Mm-hmm.
Why, I don't know, but I wasn't. And I'm like, the CCFR is the largest, most proactive organization in the country. Mm-hmm. So I actually reached out to their 24-hour hotline, I guess it was, said, hey, this is what's going on Tuesday, being Sunday. And Tracy Wilson actually called me back, and she's like, what do you mean? Gary's your landlord? He said what to you? And that's when I'd forwarded the whole audio tape to Tracy Wilson.
Yeah.
And it was, she called me back numerous times going, do you understand what has been said in this audio tape? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, he's coming out with the buyback and that. And I didn't really dive too deep into the entire conversation because I was really dumbfounded that he's rolling this program out on Tuesday and screwing us all. Right. And then when I kind of read it back in my own mind, how it's not going to have an impact on public safety. It's only to buy votes in Quebec, right? The whole program is capped that you're basically not going to get anything. It was just a total shocker to me. But I sat back going, okay, I don't want to talk about this publicly. I don't want to put my name out there. I didn't want to be in the limelight. Mm-hmm. But I got to a point where I can't sit idly by anymore. Like, I've done nothing wrong in my entire life. I don't have a criminal record yet. And he's pushing us all into this corner, and we've done nothing wrong in it. So I finally said to myself, I need to stand up for myself. I need to stand up for the rest of the Canadian citizens across this country and say, listen, if I can come out with this and expose him, fine, so be it. So I agreed to have my name go out there after many, many months of being quiet.
Yeah, initially, sorry to interrupt, but initially when you provided the tape and you did provide it to Tracy Wilson of the CCFR. Thank you for doing that, by the way, and not holding on to it. I think it was incredibly important. It is also pivotal. It was a really important part in a snowball effect and it's still happening, right? So you've mentioned the fact that, a lot of municipal police forces, a lot of our provincial governments have said they're not going to be participating in it. But I think that the tape itself was pivotal in that. And we talked about that privately, you and I. But for the longest time, you did not want your name out there. And so let's talk about a little bit about that. I also know that your wife wasn't too happy with you either. So do you want to talk about your wife? We still have our moments. Yeah.
She's a fabulous woman. She's a fabulous woman. But yeah, she wasn't too happy. So
why?
She was worried. She's really concerned about what Gary could do to us. Mm-hmm. And I had to sit down and have a really one-on-one conversation with her saying, so I had to have her listen to the entire audio tape. And my wife is not a farms. She doesn't hold a PAL or anything like that. She's never been in the community, but she supports me in it, and our son, because our son's heavily involved in hunting and sport shooting as well.
Mhm.
So I had to sit her down and saying, here's a minister divulging most likely confidential information. He's telling us who it's for. That's not going to have an impact on public safety. And she's like, well, what happens if he comes after us? I'm like, bring it on. Bring it on. So you're going to come after me personally because you told the truth? I would love to leak that to the media if he tried something like that.
I think that was the bigger thing, like in terms of like exposing, like I don't think it really matters. I think the bigger, because like he might get shuffled out of that position here, and then what, right? Then they just put another stooge in place. But I think the exposure of no one actually believes in this stuff. We're just doing this for votes in Quebec, and Mark just says I got to do it, so I'm doing it. But I don't really think this is going to work, and no one else does either. Like I think that's like a lot more damning. The accidentally telling the truth part was a lot more damning to the program, and I think does more damage to it than him chatting with you, giving you confidential info. Like, yeah, sure, I guess, but just the fact that they themselves don't believe in the program and don't, and they're just like, this isn't gonna work, but I got to do it anyways. Boss said so.
Yeah.
Well, we know that Mark Carney inherited from Trudeau, and Trudeau, the rollout of it wasn't great, obviously. It was stagnant, and then when Carney came in, it needed to roll out. So,
well, I think they all know they inherited a really shitty policy from bringing this on. Pardon for the language, but it's a shitty policy. They know it's a shitty policy. They know it's not going to have an impact.
They've lied about it for so very long. Like for my entire life, they've been lying about gun control stuff. So I think for them to now say, like a lot of the other stuff they dropped, kind of ish, but for this one, it's been such a core part of liberal identity for decades. Like as long as I've been alive, for them to all of a sudden say LOL JK, these people aren't actually going to murder your children in the streets, and they're not a threat to safety, and whatever, it's fine. I just don't think politically they can do it.
I don't think they're going to say just kidding.
Yeah,
they will never say JK.
LOL JK.
No.
I was really hoping when Carney got in, because he's the practical guy, he'd just go, this is ridiculous, screw it. And then I was really, really hoping when your recording with Gary came out that they would have been, you know what, this thing is done like dinner.
They wouldn't be able to do it so soon, but yeah.
They're in for the long haul right now.
Yeah.
Unless there's other things that do take place. But so your wife's not very happy with you because of
she's cool now. She's fine now.
Yes. Yeah, I did want to acknowledge that, but also thank her for that too. But also you decided to go public. When I say public, you went from the Tenant, because you were known as the Tenant for the longest time, and you became Sean, right? You became very active as well. So what made the decision? What changed? What precipitated your saying, okay, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm fine with letting people know who I am.
What changed? I think I just couldn't sit idly by anymore. And, everyone heard the voice, but they never could put a face to that voice. So I wanted to come out and just basically say, you know something? It's real. I'm that person. What you heard is the absolute truth. And if you have questions, come talk to me about it. And I actually came to Quebec City with you, Kelly, for a massive rally that Sophie put on. We put 4,000 people on the ground there. And, I think that had an impact on all Canadian citizens, is by me just coming out and saying, I need to do this, and no longer just be a voice, but be a face to that, and be something that people can come up to me and say, thank you. And a lot of people have. Whether it's the rallies, it's shows that I've been attending. yeah, it's just like I can't sit idly by anymore, and that's what I just said. I'm no longer the tenant. My name's Sean Branch. I am the tenant, right? And this is what he told me.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of friends who were very impressed when they found out that I'd run into you at the rally. They were like, "Oh my God, you met that guy." And I will say that I know a bunch of people who were thinking of complying with the government, and after they heard your recording, they said, "F this." Public safety minister says no, it's stupid. Then why would I obey a stupid law? And they're not. So you made a huge difference, man.
Yeah. As I said, it's been pivotal to making some changes. People are making the decision not
Especially
to
since,
participate.
and so actually, I have one of my staff members who's a PAL holder, and he's been sitting back. I don't think he has anything on the ban list, but at the same time, he understands just how stupid this is for all of us. That doesn't have an impact, right? And we're wasting his hard-earned tax dollars on a program that's going to have no effect.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pissed off about it.
Good.
Right? And this is another thing I love about being in the public now, is having these conversations with people, whether you're a gun owner or a non-gun owner, especially non-gun owners, is to dispel the myths of really what mainstream media is trying to portray, or the government's trying to say. I'm like, no, that's not true, and here are the facts why.
Yeah. Again, your recording does a lot to bolster that, right? It provides the information. Recently, we were at the Waterloo rally. Talk about your experience there and what took place.
Well, again, like, I'm not a person to walk around saying, "Hey, I'm the tenant. My name's Sean Branch, and this is what I did." So I was at the rally in support of the CCFR, and every single person that attended the rally, whether you're a farms owner or not, I was there, and talking to the general public, handing out stickers, and just having a great old time with like-minded individuals. And we had a very special guest amongst the other MPs that we had attending. We had Pierre Poilievre attending. And Pierre was having a conversation with the public. And Mrs. Wilson had basically pointed me out, saying, "That's the tenant. That's the tenant." Pierre is like, "You're the tenant?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the tenant." So Pierre and I had a bit of conversation of what had transpired that day between Gary and I, how it was for votes in Quebec, it's not going to have an impact. And to stand up, I think there had to have been about 1,000, 1,200 people in Waterloo for Tracy to pull me up there. I appreciate it. I very much do. But I think it also has a broader purpose of that I'm not just that voice again. You can put a name to the voice and to of who I am.
You're a real boy.
Well, so part of Pierre's speech was specifically about, gun owners here in Canada. Hunters, sport shooters are not the problem. And he did mention the leaked audio tape, and that's when it came up that you were in attendance. And yes, you came up, and there's a big cheer for you. But truly, you are a person. Again, I keep going back to it. It was very pivotal, that audio tape, right? And it also demonstrates that the legislation that has been done is not going to have an impact on public safety. No. I think that
it was
go ahead.
It was absolutely amazing. After Pierre left, things had kind of quieted down a little bit. The amount of people that approached me, thanking me for leaking that audio to make it public. A lot of people said you basically had shifted the entire narrative by releasing that audio of him telling the truth.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah,
again, I never thought about it from that point of view.
We know they know, and they know we know, but to actually hear one of them actually say the quiet part out loud, that was big.
Yeah.
Well,
so I don't see you really as the tenant. I just see you as a Canadian and a Canadian firearms owner, and you speak for the rest of Canada, and you did a service for us. So I want to say thank you for that.
Well, I'm not just looking out for myself, for my own firearms and what I have, but I belong to a very large community across the country, and I'm not the only one being affected. And what people don't realize, it's not just about firearms; it's about property rights, and that's a big thing. I think people need to understand is that if they can arbitrarily take property from you without fair compensation or zero compensation, really. What's the next thing they're going to go after? And I think that's the great conversation I've been having with non-firearms owners, that this is not just about firearms. It's about property rights and the illegal use of DOICs.
Well, and morality. This is the wrong thing to do to the wrong people. It is an immoral law.
Absolutely.
It's unjust.
Yeah.
So I know I woke up this morning and I had a criminal background check and I came back clear.
I know I did because I got to go to work again. So
yeah. So I look at all these things. I'm just like, I'm one individual that happened to be at the right place at the right time, recording a conversation that he brought forward, knows it has no impact on public safety, doing what he's been told to do, ripping off every Canadian citizen that's a firearms owner across this country for votes at the back.
Ripping off every Canadian, because every Canadian family is putting money into doing this, and that's lost opportunity. And that money's borrowed. It's not even real money, so we're paying interest on that money, and we'll be paying interest on it for all eternity. So it's not just even $780 million; it is billions and billions and billions and billions.
But it's our money.
When this is over and done with, it's going to be billions of dollars. And like you said, my son, probably my grandkids, maybe my grandkids are going to be paying for this, because we're paying interest on all this for what? Zero impact.
Yeah, well, actually negative impact, because you're directing all those, the public attention, you're directing the funds, you're going after the wrong people deliberately. You're allowing this stuff to come over the border and doing nothing about it, really. So you're actually making the public less safe. Like if they literally did none of this, the public would be more safe than what they're doing right now. Which is
something. Spend that money on mental health issues. Spend that money on actually combating crime, right? Where we know where the problem is, right? Or assisting people that are going through a crisis situation.
Yeah. And that's also the reason, as I said, why many police services are saying, no, we're not going to participate. We feel like we know how to make an impact in our communities, and this is not going to the confiscation. These aren't the people that we're worried about. Truthfully.
No, exactly. I mean, I live in the city of Toronto, so I'm in the heart of, I don't want to say crime Canada, but I am. And I see every single day, I get up in the morning, 5:30, I turn on the news, and I see one or two more shootings, and I know those people don't have pals. I know where they got those firearms from. They're kicking in people's doors, and the public are helpless because they're not allowed to defend themselves in this country. We had one nice incident, but we all know that the police can come back at any time and charge them. But people are sick and tired. They're spending thousands of dollars putting safety film to stop people from kicking in their doors and their windows and carjacking them.
Yeah, people are hiring private security guards to roam their neighborhoods for them. It's insane. This is not what should be happening here.
No, absolutely not.
Can we go back to a little bit with impacts after releasing of the audio. And you said that Gary doesn't want to talk to you anymore. Are you still his tenant?
I still am. Yeah, I still rent property from him. Did
you get a Christmas card?
No, I did not actually. I did not get a Christmas card from him this year, but I have every other year. I did not receive a Christmas card. Nobody sends a Christmas card and a box of chocolates.
Where's
I did not receive that.
Gary?
Petty, Gary. Petty.
Yeah. He basically will not have any conversation with me. I've texted him about a few things because I think my number's probably blocked from him. He'll only have a conversation with my wife. I think he's just afraid to say the truth in case something came up, and again, he just blurted it all out. It's interesting that I've thought that if he tried to come after me in any way, I think he knows it would be not a good thing, because it's not just about me anymore; it's about all Canadians.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's that tough of a guy.
I have a feeling that, like he said, he was wildly backpedaling in Parliament a couple days later, which was so fun to watch. I'm like, oh, you look
I was misguided.
Right? And my first thought when he said that was, I'm sure the PMO properly guided you shortly after that. So I would be willing to bet you that he had some very uncomfortable conversations and was told, if you screw up one more time, you're probably running as an independent at this point. Certainly out of cabinet. That's a lot of money and prestige.
Well,
so
it's great that you brought that up, because during our conversation, one of the things I had said during the conversation is, something, you can roll back this program at any time. You've rolled back other programs, so why must you go through with this one? And that's where we kind of led into the whole Quebec conversation. But I wish, hindsight's 2020. I wish I would have said, you have the option to sit as an independent. I know he's been a minister since 2015. So, he's actually a pretty smart guy, right? I mean, you don't get into those positions without being book smart. Obviously, he's not the most worldly smart person by any means, by our conversation. But,
he's not
it's
intelligent.
Just no. He's he's a lawyer.
Yeah, he is.
He's a minister. He's had numerous portfolios, right? And
owns a bunch of buildings.
He owns a number of different houses. He owns a couple of buildings. He owns he's not a unintelligent person. And he's a lawyer.
Oh, Gary cut off his internet.
Why must Ontario internet be bad? I don't understand.
It's because there's so many of us and we're all sharing.
You're all sharing the copper lines, and
the public safety minister
comes by and steals the copper lines, and internet goes down. It actually happened in northern BC today.
So,
really?
Copper thieves, yeah.
So Sean, you cut out for about 30 seconds. You were talking about how smart Gary is.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, well, yeah. So,
he's an intelligent person, but yeah.
Any other adverse or maybe not so adverse effects of this? Obviously,
picking
your house or.
Well, I'm sure October 30th, when if things don't get extended, which I would like to think they are, I'm sure I'm probably one of the first doors that will be kicked in. I'm sure my door will
it's his door.
Actually, it's his door. That's right.
You'll give him a key.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, please don't do this. Yeah. I can't see him. I can't see him trying to do anything. I think, to be honest with you, I think he's afraid of me. I think he's actually afraid of me, not because I have firearms. He's afraid that I will catch him telling the truth again, and that I don't think I'll ever have a conversation with him because he knows. I can't remember which one of you it was, but they said a conversation in one of your previous podcasts about me wearing a wire or something like that. So I think he's always concerned about that. Right, that I don't think there's any trust there anymore between tenant and landlord.
It's just something about your face.
I think
You're too honest. He can't. He got that open face. He just has to spill his guts out every time he sees you.
Yeah, well, if he wants to have another conversation, actually, I have to say this. Probably January, him and I did have a telephone conversation, and I said, "Hey, we need to sit down and talk about a few things." And so we were trying to actually meet up at the Starbucks not too far from here to do that. But unfortunately, that just never transpired with his schedule. I reached out to him a couple times saying, let's sit down, but no.
I think you might get frisked by some RCMP or OPP guys on the way into the Starbucks.
Yeah. Are you wearing a wire?
Cavity search.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to mail me like a white paper suit to wear. Just to make sure.
I'm kidding. We are all kidding, but I do think that, just to be frank, I think he's been cautioned about talking.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
well,
Mr. Carney is going to beat him if he screws up again. Yeah.
I'm sure
it's a portfolio. So, but I think
he does.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's been more than caution. I'm sure Monday morning. Prior to the house opening up that day, I'm sure he had a number of his aides, trying to help him, say, hey, you shouldn't be talking about these things. And I'm sure he's had a lot of different pointers, which brings me to the fact, hey, Gary, I still have the PAL course book here for you if you want to come take it.
He doesn't know what that is, so
no,
it's like free a buddy or something.
It's here if you want to learn something.
I will say that he does look awfully freaked out ever since that incident. Whenever I see him, he looks much less comfortable than he did previously. He just looks really concerned all the time he's on camera. So thank you, Sean.
Well, I think it's interesting too that. How do I want to say this?
Just say
it. Every press conference he's been a part of, he's never been the public safety minister. He always seems to be standing in the background with somebody else discussing how things should go.
Minister of Nature, you mean?
Till Natalie body checks him out of the way to say something, and he's just like, "Oh, sorry, didn't mean to get my own portfolio."
When I was watching that, because I was watching that live, and when a couple things really stood out, when they were asking about the Supreme Court, and she basically went, "You can speak." It's like, okay, there's your handler, and then I can't remember exactly what the other part of the conversation was, but it was like, "Get out of my way."
She body checked him out of the way. Right. Boom, like a linebacker taking out the guy with the ball. Jeez.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's so. I think we all know, who's pulling. Well, at least in my personal opinion, of who's pulling the strings here in this whole portfolio. Yeah, and he's definitely had a stern talking to, and I'm sure he's educated himself, or his aides have helping him educate himself in portfolio. But he's still a clown. He still doesn't have a clue. Right, and he's going to waste all this money for all Canadians. That's going to achieve absolutely nothing. Like
you're not getting a card again this Christmas with that.
No chocolates. I wouldn't eat the chocolates if you got them. Just saying, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, like ricin or arsenic or yeah.
I have seen him.
But I do have to say this: when I was at TSS with the CCFR crew. Rod and Tracy were there, and I'd never met Rod before. Actually, I talked to Rod like 15 years ago when he was part of Civil Advantage. I just happened to get his number and was talking to him one day. But I saw them at TSS. And again, I'm not like a fame person, but I did ask them if I could have a photo with the two of them, because that is actually going to be my Christmas card to Gary this year. So I got a picture of myself and Rod and Tracy. That I've already got it all laid out. I've got it planned out. And it's not going to be just like a regular Christmas card. It's going to be a Christmas card that I'm going to drop off at his residence, and maybe lots of chocolates.
Yeah.
Like nice
That's well
chocolates too, like quality
Yeah.
stuff.
No, like good Belgian chocolate.
Yeah.
Not like
he's earned them.
Yes, he has. Where he's sitting there just going, "What did I do wrong?"
Maybe include a box of Kleenex.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this Christmas we'll have a little bit better news for Canadians as a whole, but also, farm owners here in Canada. Hopefully we will have, I don't think we'll have a decision, but I hope that we will be in the process. We'll have some dates, and I do hope that the injunction, and I'm pretty sure that an injunction will be requested and it'll be supported. I'm hoping that. I really truly do, so that we can have a final decision. Like as
Absolutely.
Tracy said, we're taking this, we're taking this right to the end. So the Supreme Court ruling that they will hear our appeal is huge, and it's really significant.
Well, I have my own kind of thoughts about that. But before I jump into that, I just want to say one thing. For anyone who's watching, who's made a declaration, you can back out of this.
Yeah, you can withdraw.
Right? It's a simple phone call. Or just say when they show up, I don't want to participate. So my ask is, if you've done that, make your own decision. But it's an easy peasy thing to do, to walk away and say, I don't want this. And also, if you're not an RPAL holder, just a PAL holder, go get your RPAL. Let the government know that, even though I may not be able to purchase certain things, I'm still going to get my RPAL. So I think those are two very important things for firearms owners to do.
Great recommendations. Thank you for that. And 8, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you said you had an opinion, right?
So I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on. That Gary knows it's wrong. He said it's wrong. The government knows it's wrong. Government knows it's a waste of money. Gary knows it's a waste of money. Why did the Supreme Court want to hear the CCFR's case when less than 6% of all cases brought to the Supreme Court are actually heard?
Yeah.
So there's something within that, within the case, that they want to hear. I have a feeling, with all the backlash that's happened since this recording's come out, that they're looking for an out. And I think if it goes to the Supreme Court sides with the CCFR and the other plaintiffs, that they can go, hey, we lost, we did our best, and now we can walk away. That's kind of my tinfoil hat thought, but I don't know.
So maybe they just grandfather everything and call it a day.
They could, or they could. There's several things. So the court case itself was based on the OIC of using essentially an administrative piece of legislation to implement something that is going to impact millions of people. That's not what it's meant for, and I think that's actually why the Supreme Court of Canada wants to hear it. Because it's never been used in that capacity, and they really want to actually, I think they want to set case law on it. So, and other challenges that will be coming up, including property laws, right? Because again, property laws here in Canada, it's not part of our constitution. It is provincial, and currently right now, the federal buyback and firearms legislation, it's federal. And they are, so property, the firearms are property, right? So it's a mess a little bit, but I think that it's my opinion that the Supreme Court is saying, we want to hear this and we want to actually make a decision on it, because it is huge It's huge for property laws. It's huge for the way the government does business as well. And they want to actually make a decision. And I'm not going to say that it's going to be favorable for us, but it may be. And if it is, then there's other options available to the government as well. They can, if they want to, they can say, okay, so let's say that the decision is favorable for gun owners here in Canada. What can then take place is the government will then make a decision whether they want to proceed through. They have a majority. They can push it through if they want to go through legislation the proper way. If they want to do that, or as you said, if they want to save face and say, you know what, this isn't working. Just like the long gun registry, right? The decision was made after a while. Oh, this is not, let's just let it die because it wasn't working and it was costing billions of dollars. This is going to cost billions of dollars too. And yeah, there is absolutely no impact public safety. And so your recommendation on people withdrawing, a lot of people will or did, they did participate because they were fearful. They're fearful of what's going to be happening to them. They're fearful of the fact that there was a lot of older people, particularly, that were registering, and they think that, you know what, I may pass, and I don't want anything to happen to my family, and what's going to happen with this, right? So, and then there's a lot of people who have registered who said, you know what, I think I'm going to withdraw, and the reason is because of the Supreme Court challenge as well, because we don't know what's going to happen.
I talked to someone today who submitted, and they were angry that they didn't get the right price. But I'm like, you're in Alberta, you don't get paid.
You don't get
what
anything.
Are you talking about?
They didn't know that.
You don't get paid for it.
You get zero.
Oh,
Saskatchewan and Alberta.
You're going to drive it to Manitoba and drop it off? How do you turn it in?
Yeah, nothing. And a lot of people in Alberta registered. You're not getting anything. And a lot of people didn't know that. Yeah. So if you registered in Alberta and Saskatchewan, all the provinces, the provinces of Alberta and Saskatchewan, everybody, you should withdraw because you ain't getting nothing anyways.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. No. And great on Saskatchewan for passing the legislation that you can store your own firearms until this entire mess is exactly right. But my question is, Ontario being the largest province by population,
right?
Where is Mr. DF in this whole thing?
He said it's BS, but I think that was about it. And the OPP said this is BS. And we're not participating.
So he has said it's BS. He hasn't verbally said it from the perspective of
doing anything.
Minister. Yeah, but here in Ontario is not participating. They said they're not participating, right? And but there is nothing that specifically, they haven't taken the same stance as Saskatchewan or Alberta or
be nice if they did, but Toronto, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Although he is more, he's more supportive of yeah, like if somebody's breaking your home, he said, go ahead, shoot him. Is essentially what it broke in, summarizing, right?
Yeah. But something, he's not going to be the police officer knocking on your door afterwards, putting you in handcuffs and saying, let's let the courts figure this out. So he's not putting anything in legislation to protect, people that are in their homes, protecting either their property. Well, property can be replaced, but protecting your family. That's the most important thing.
Okay. Any final words, Tenant?
No, I think I'm looking forward to. I'm actually going to be in Midland on Saturday for a show. So if you're going to be attending that show, come over and say hello. I'll be there with a few other great field officers. So I am a field officer with the CCFR now. It's something I dove into since. Yeah,
you went ahead first.
Yeah, I went head first, and I'm going to be in your face wherever you want to find me. I've actually even said, depending on timing and when, I might make it to Winnipeg.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm both feet in. I'm on fire, I'm going to be as visible as I possibly can. So come and see me.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. It's been great being here today. So thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for what you did, buddy.
And I feel like I need to go now to Winnipeg with you too, because we've been, together forever. Not really forever, but
I will see you in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely, you will.
At the AGM.
Yeah. So even if anybody who is listening that wants to go to the show that's going to be taking place this weekend, go and meet Sean at the CCFR booth in Midland, Ontario. Awesome.
Yeah,
cool. Thanks for coming on, Sean.
Yeah,
thanks for having me, guys. Have a wonderful
evening. As long as you live.
Thanks, Sean.
My liver's sore. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful evening.
See ya. And thanks again to Sean for coming on. Sean's been actively listening every week now. So thank you to him for listening. But thank you for coming on. And thank you also from all of us Canadians here. Like, Julie, you've done the service to us. Yeah. Why don't we get into listener feedback? Who would like to read this one? Dave!
Oh, good Lord. It goes on and on.
Please read it.
Gather round, children. Hello, Slamfire
just read it.
No, I'm reading it grammatically as he spelled it. You're spelling
No,
son.
I'm good. No.
Chris from Kind of Free America should be coming there. I wanted to write to you about a recent purchase I made for funsies. The PTR K3P has been an open tab in my mind and browser. I've wanted one for the last couple of years. This year, I finally pulled the proverbial trigger and put down the cash. For those unaware, the PTR K3P is an American facsimile of a G3K, a 12.5-inch barrel roller delay 308. Wow, talking about fireballs. That was originally produced by H&K, who hate you. I added that. Let me take you back to the time when the assault weapon ban was a mere shadow of a memory and I was but a wee gun boy. I bought surplus G3 mags from Cheaper Than Dirt, before they tried charging $100 for 30-round AR mag. Back then, the aluminum G3 mags were $1.99 and the steel ones were $2.99.
Holy cows.
That was in the 80s.
Yeah.
I had no plan for an actual firearms purchase. I just knew that prices like those spoke to me as a person who loved deals. So I got a certain amount of them, put them in ammo cans, forgetting about them. We play the long game in this household. Shouldn't be a space there.
If you bought a crate of SKSs in Canada,
you'd be rich right now.
You'll be rich right now.
This was the year I could not abide those mags, not having fed a hungry roller delay gun since the Brundweiser in 1963. To be honest, I also have a major case of AR malaise, and I was wanting something to really fire up neurons and get me excited and learning.
Yeah.
I had my plan planned. I would trade the Navy-style trigger housing for a Magpul one with their extended ESK safety levers. The gun would have to be suppressed for all civility. A 12.5 308 semi-auto can possess. So an ASR flash hider for my Silencer Co. Velos LPB would need to be installed. Even with the low back pressure can, I knew I would need a different looking locking piece. I ended up with a 40-degree one because I could not be asked to be more patient and wait for the more desirable 36-degree one. A month later, I wound up with a 36-degree locking piece. I could not be seen without this season's chikiest locking piece. Having watched too many 9-hole reviews and salivating over Swede's AK4D, I wanted a Namepoint Comp M4S. I was there when the Comp 4 and the Comp M4S were new hotness. A $900 hotness, no way in hell. However, with the turn down of GWAT, the surplus market has exploded. $399 for a salty M4S fair trade. Yeah. As of now, I wanted to keep my K3P pistol until I could verify the workmanship of my example. I don't know where we're on the pistol now. This is weird. According to Harry from 9-hole Reviews, the current PTR trunnions are made from styrofoam and their hammers are held together by hopes and dreams. I do not want to be federally married to a lemon. So
that's why he is mentioning the pistol part, because it's not yet an SBR.
Yeah.
So far, I have 100 rounds of the Ingman M80 ball, 80 rounds of PMC TAC M80, 20 rounds of 168 grain Spear gold dots through the K3P. Generally, I have seen approximately 3 MOA, which I found pretty good considering the aiming solution, the quality of ammo, and that is decent for a battle rifle. That's fine. Surprisingly, I found this to shoot M80 better than my 12.5 AR-10. I did find that shooting the gold dots to be incredibly uncomfortable. These are much more stout than the M80. The recoil was a bit more, but the discomfort came out of the ejection port. Yes, military 7.62 is lighter load than civilian 308.
Yep.
High velocity carbon peppered my face. If you've ever fired a suppressed pistol with subsonic ammo, multiply that experience by 4-fold. If I ever have to use the ammo for its designed purpose, I had no other options. Speaking of ammo, one thing the G3 clones are famous for is that they supposedly destroy brass. Some of them do. I've seen that. At least my aftermarket locking pieces, the case modes actually look better than 5.56 from ARs do. The telltale striations from the fluted chamber are there. However, they're not as deep as you'd think.
Yeah.
They did not catch a fingernail when scratched across it. Well, that's interesting. I saw some stuff fired of H&Ks was just mauled. The only unusual observation is the case had a striking extractor mark. It reminded me of overpressure extractor smears from my 6.5 Creedmoor AR-10. Based on the fact that brass ejects 30 feet at the 1 o'clock, there's a lot of violence happening during the extraction cycle. The recoil impulse to the shooter is utterly unique. On the bottom of the recoil stroke, there are 2 defined stops, almost like the bolt goes into battery twice. Once when the bolt face bottoms out in the trunnion, and then another jolt of the rollers popping out. The length of the recoil impulse is very long. In my experience, most semi-auto rifle recoil is almost instantaneous. As soon as you press the trigger, the rifle is waiting on you to fire again. With the PTR K3P, I find myself waiting for the gun to get all its processes done and into a firing condition. There are many things that I've learned throughout the time I've spent with this rifle that I wish, as a brand new owner, I had known. First, the muzzle device. As foolish as it may seem to those who are familiar with roller delay guns, I wanted this to be a suppressor host. I needed to get my ASR flash hider on there. I'm not sure whether PTR attached their muzzle devices to 100 foot-pounds or they used a rock set, but a normal arm or a wrench was not moving it. I eventually had to use a blowtorch to remove it, the end cap. Mine was so tight I could not remove it by hand. Being new to the platform, I perhaps thought the mini buffer tube had to be disassembled first. Eventually, out of pure hopelessness, I got a hammer and a punch and tapped it off. The disassembly of the bolt is easy. The reassembly was difficult for a novice. I followed one video on YouTube, and I managed to get one of my rollers to fall out of the bolt head. Most veterans who use the G3 are adamant that you do not need any tools for reassembly. I will tell you that if your bolt head locking lever is as strong as mine, you may need one. I found an RTG bolt carrier disassembly tool very valuable. Lube everything, including the caulking tube track. Speaking of the caulking handle, unless you have a build from a surplus kit, the caulking handle is going to be incredibly tight and emasculatingly heavy to operate. It will break in with time. The trigger is very heavy compared to modern rifles. However, the weight is even throughout its long travel. There is no stacking. It reminds me of a decent non-custom shop revolver trigger. That length and weight is a safety from keeping the gun from doubling. In spite of many of the reviewers' opinion, it isn't bad. The Magpul ESK ambi selector levels added usability during use of modern manipulation. However, as a left-handed shooter, I found them lacking as the right-handed extended lever is not as long as the left side one, and there is no way to switch them. I also found that the Magpul trigger housing was loose and needed to be shimmed.
You're a brave man shooting a G3 as a lefty. Holy cows. Your charging handle is going to be all in the wrong business.
Yep.
Yeah, you're getting that handle off the pistol grip to grab that thing.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Everything you didn't want to know about my experience with the PTR K3P. I'm going to put a few hundred more rounds through it. If it continues not destroying itself, I will SBR it. I'd love to put a G3A3 collapsing stock on it to really accentuate the bad baby G3 vibes. I will tell you from shooting those things and shooting them in full auto with that collapsing stock, don't use a fixed stock. Even in semi-auto, the much better with a fixed stock. But it does look super cool. Have you guys any experience with roller delayed guns? Does Canada have any history with the G3? What guns have you bought just because they looked fun? Do guns need practical rolls, or is there room for whimsy? That's all I've got for you. Email later. Be well, Chris.
great letter. And
I don't
yes.
think we have any legal roller delayed guns
Not
left.
anymore.
Mhm.
No.
No, I
Nothing
don't
I can
think
think of.
so. What guns have you bought? You just look fun. Nothing
Most
right
of them.
now yet. Does gun need a practical roll? Not really. I've proven with my 450 Bushmaster. It doesn't really have to have a practical
Shot a
roll.
deer with it. That's practical.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
vaporize
Sure.
the grouse.
Vaporize the
Practical.
grouse, but I probably could have done it with something more reasonable, considering especially that 223 is now legal in Alberta for hunting. And I would suggest Hop's video, HOP. He is, if you know him from PFB TV, I believe he did quite a bit of experimentation with PTRs, and he also had a short battle rifle of sorts. So do check out his whole saga of either modernizing a SP5 style thing, or I believe there was a 308 battle rifle in there as well. So check him out. That's where I learned about like roller dents and stuff. I guess the G3s are just not that big part of the culture when I was a kid, so I'm not.
They're prohibited out here.
Yeah,
Like,
they've been
yeah,
prohibited since the 90s, restricted since the 70s, so
yeah.
Right, but
not common.
Funny.
There's
You
a
could
lot
have
of them
a
around.
some,
There are
some
weird
people
things, right?
ran roller delayed. Like Kyle's got some roller delayed stuff that he was running in his AR, like some weird stuff, but not really. Yeah, we don't really have anything roller delayed out here.
No, but
Not anymore, at least.
excuse me. There's always room for whimsy. Always.
The best reason to buy a gun is because I would like that gun.
All right. Do we want to do YouTube comments, Tony?
Yep, it's only
Okay.
4 of them, so we'll do them
Perfect.
quickly. Travis Millhouse, 8936. Yeah, y'all. And that's on episode 652.
Okay.
And then we have 3 comments from Eddie. Tony, regarding your comments about not patching Maple Sea MQT due to the size and power of your bullet, it's not the size or power of the bullet, it's where you place them, unless, of course, your ammo selection makes it uncomfortable to shoot well. If I have a round that's as big as the paper and I eliminate the paper in one shot, do I patch? Is that how it works? Like everything has to count for full score, right?
I don't know
It's
if
not
they're
a
going to let you
cannon.
bring your howitzer onto the range.
Yeah, there's no Canon MQT.
I'm just gonna say it identifies as a firearm.
You could bring your 450 Bushmaster. That'll definitely help with
The scoring
Like
low
scoring.
calls.
yeah, because you've got a 45 caliber hole.
Gigantic bullet.
Yeah. You've got, rather than like shooting a 22 where you've got 0.11 from center, you'll have 0.225 from
0.2,
center.
so I'll have double the area to miss.
And you can be
basically.
quite a bit more off and still get that higher
The
score.
full score, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, can you provide a link to your Nali song? I can't find them with a search. Maybe we'll do a community post and link it to Dave's Nali
Just
songs.
looking at an MQT, I think you could get like just a little bit of the 8. Like if your center was on the 8, you'd get a 10. If you fired,
We'll
your
have
40,
to find
450.
out. I will wish.
You know
FBI
what? We're
Uh-huh.
gonna have a conversation as shoot bosses about this rule. We're having a shoot boss call next week.
But I want to.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to like pressure Tony into using his 450 Bushmaster.
Well, we can pressure him, but you know what?
The only
The conversation.
person
The
who's
conversation will
ridiculous.
be no, but let him shoot it.
But it'll be a
no.
450 Bushmaster,
Yeah.
Kelly. Come
I-
on. It'll be a
I
450
know.
Bushmaster. It'll be so fun.
All right.
It'll be
fine.
so, the bullets are so big. When Tony was describing
Sorry,
wrapping
no.
his muzzleloader projectile was oversized patch, I believe he was thinking about making wontons, where you pinch the excessive wrappers over the stuffing.
Is this
Eddie?
Tony-
That is-
Is this Eddie that's making these comments?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Addy, that is incorrect. Wontons are wrapped and then turned. 饺子 are done with the snapping motion, so
Don't
that
be
is
racist,
incorrect.
Okay, I'm hungry.
I'm
I
tired.
know.
I'm
Also,
gonna get to
Tired
bed.
and hungry.
I'm hungry. It's all
You know what
Tony's
that
fault.
makes?
I'm gonna eat this in front of you.
Angry.
Hangry?
Fair
Yes.
enough.
Need a Snickers, Kelly?
because I'm not myself.
The ad also worked in Chinese, so that's the funny part. Kelly, how is it you didn't know Tony's from Calgary? That's why he's called Cowtown Tony.
Yeah, you know what? I knew that, but then you said you were driving 2 hours, and it was BTSA, right? Was
It's
it
not
BTS?
BTS, it's CDT.
No, it was
Milo.
Milo.
Yeah.
It was Milo. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's quite far. Yeah.
Far away, Milo. All right, that's all the comments for today.
Okay, cool.
I posted the YouTube link in the chat if one of you can put it somewhere.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep. Enjoy the song.
Okay. Yeah. So we're not going to do Bass Pro or any of our Bass Pro.
Not yet. We'll do it in the middle of the year.
Yeah. So if you'd like to send us any comments or letters or anything at all, go to slamfireradio@gmail.com, just like Chris did, and we'll read it for you. And we'll get into shout outs because because it's getting a little long here. Anybody have any shout outs? Adriel?
Dave had one. Go ahead, Dave.
Dave.
Shout out to Sean the Tenant.
Right?
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you for your service. Yes, the civil service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go see him in Midland this weekend if you can. I'm going to give a shout out to Tracy and Anna for amazing Friday night and everybody who came out to the pheasant hunt. And a huge shout out to Craig and Maverick, and then also Hope, who did fantastic on our pheasant hunt. And yeah, that's it for me. What about anybody else? I just bulldozed in.
I'm going to shout out Kelly for making her internet work.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yay, we can hear you.
Yay!
Your video was working the whole time this time.
I know.
Your audio did.
Shut up, Adriel.
Don't worry, I'll wrap up the shout out and then Kelly's going to go to sleep. I'll give a shout out to Sean as well for providing exclusive and important information to the CCFR and to us, the firearm community in general.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Join us on Discord. We're over there occasionally. I don't go on, so if you want to talk to somebody, it's usually Tony and Adriel.
I'm on there.
Yeah, it's never me. So
I remember it exists every couple months, and I'm like, I should go.
I should really log in. Yeah.
I'm gonna randomly tag you guys then.
Oh God! And then we get the updates, and we have to go.
That'll be annoying.
No, it's just no. Go and watch us on YouTube, Facebook, as well as on Twitch. I don't know if we're airing on Twitch right now, but anyways, go join the CCFR because it's incredibly important. And then also, you know what, you guys, we'll see you next week.
Good night, Dustin.
Good night, Dustin.
Oh, Dustin, good night. You didn't join us. I missed you so much. Can you please be on next week? Please, please, please.
That's what I've been thinking.
Night.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.